who knows nothing can understand nothing. Plunge deeper into the darkness, and your heart will grow even stronger.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ansem Report podcast.
Hello.
And we are in great spirits here. I'm SpikeGhetti, and with me is Jason.
Hello.
And the master of masters himself, Addison.
Hey guys, what's up?
We are in great spirits because Kingdom Hearts 3 is out. We've played it. We've played a lot of it.
Hours upon hours.
Hours upon hours.
Knee, elbow deep. We're so into it right now.
Right.
Elbow deep. Ooh. Whew, he just skipped waist deep and went right to elbow. That's scary. But yeah, so we're real excited. What we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about our kind of first and second impressions playing this game. We're not going to talk any spoilers. We're not going to talk any story spoilers necessarily. We might talk some spoilery stuff, like stuff that happens in combat or in the Disney worlds. But we haven't beaten the game yet. We're close. We're a few hours out, I think. So we're not going to talk heavy spoilers until next week. Now, if you are spoiled by something like, oh, I didn't know that Sora went to Winnie the Pooh World. Sorry, that's out the window. That's in the trailers. You know, nothing we can do about that. But before we get started, I just want to remind everybody that this podcast comes out every Friday at noon Eastern Central Time. And we'd really appreciate it if you gave us a nice review on iTunes, like this person did. Hold on, I'm not prepared for my read that I had of this. So, First X-Avenger rated us on iTunes podcast and said, love to hear other people that care as much as I do about Kingdom Hearts. This is a fun cast and very informative. So, shout outs to First X-Avenger. You're awesome.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you for the kind words.
And we've got some sick reviews on iTunes and other places, so we appreciate it. And it's on all available podcast networks. Yeah, cool. Anyway, Kingdom Hearts. Holy crap, it's here. I just kind of want to get your guys', I know we haven't beaten it yet, but I kind of want to get your overall feelings on how you feel about this game right now. Like, what's your feelings on it now that we're here? Are you excited, disappointed? What Jason, how are you feeling?
I really like the game. It meets or exceeds all my expectations.
Wow.
The combat feels good. Even when I'm playing it, we're playing it on standard on our channel, but I'm also playing it on proud on my own, and there hasn't been anything where I'm like, this sucks because I can't do what I want to do or something. It feels really good.
Have you gotten to Pirates on Proud yet?
Not on proud, no, not yet.
Well, just wait.
Just
wait.
But yeah, the only thing that I haven't done is my only regret so far is that on the channel I can't play it how I would play it, if that makes sense. Like when I'm playing it on proud, I'm like going through, get every lucky emblem, try and find every chest possible, like in every world before I even move on. But that's not even.
We haven't been doing that on the channel because that would make
right. It makes the process a lot slower.
Yeah, it'd make it rough for sure.
Right, but yeah, the game. Well, I mean, I guess that just shows how much I like the game. Is that we're playing it on the channel and I'm doing all these things, and then I'm playing it on my own when we're not recording, and I'm like trying to 100% it all, and then there'll be certain things where it's like Mike's getting ready for us to record, and then I'm quick like, oh yeah, I gotta go get this lucky emblem that I missed while we were recording or something like that. But yeah,
Wow,
I
man,
really
you're
like it.
You're like full time right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job for you.
Basically,
Right.
we've been working 40 hours a week on Kingdom Hearts, if not more, right now. We're getting paid money overtime, you know, MUNNY money. Addison, what's your first impressions, kind of overall?
I don't think I've been disappointed by anything in particular, to be honest. I think I've enjoyed just about everything I can think of off the top of my head. All the Disney worlds have been really good. I guess I could have done without the brief stop at Winnie the Pooh, since you already brought that up.
Yeah.
I
was expecting those to be a little better.
It had to be in the game. I understand that, but like those mini games were not my cup of tea. Like, and I don't mean just like because they're in Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I hate those types of games because I'm horrible at them, like Bejeweled and whatever, all those other fucking, line up the four pieces type of stuff.
I gotta
I'm all
tell
for
you,
those games.
I gotta tell you, I'm waiting for Nomura to release the Winnie the Pooh gardening game on my phone. I'm a big fan. I played it myself, and I was
See,
like, why did
know-
Addison hate this? I fucking love this.
I actually figured that because I know you love those types of games.
Yeah.
Like what, Pokemon Puzzle, isn't that like your
Yep.
jam?
And
Yep.
Puyo.
Puyo
So
Puyo Tetris,
I knew that would be your thing. It's
Luminous.
just- I'm not good at those games, so it wasn't for me. I was like, seriously, all three of them? Come on.
Yeah, that
The
was
good
kind
news
of
is
whack.
though they're baby easy. Like Jason skipped the tutorial while we were playing on the channel,
On all of
and
them.
we had no idea what we were supposed to do, and he still passed him first try every time.
Yeah, no, it's not like it was difficult. It was just like, come on,
right,
This is it. This is it, really?
You're right. Sorry, I interrupted you. Keep going.
I really like the game so far. Starting to get into the pivotal points of the game, so I'm really excited to see what's coming shortly. We were just saying, you guys are a little bit ahead of me, but all of us are done with Disney, so we're pretty much into
Late
anime
game.
shit. at this
Yes,
point.
very much anime shit.
End game.
I'll say I really enjoy the game. I think it's about as good as we could ask for a game that's been in development this long while still holding true to what Kingdom Hearts is.
Right.
Like, for example, there are problems with it. Like, one example people might say is, well, there's not enough overarching story in the Disney worlds. But that's how Kingdom
Right.
Hearts has always been that way.
I think more so there is more in this one than
Yeah, I think
the
they did
other
a better
ones.
job than previous ones. It's still a little slow. The Frozen world in particular is strange for me because I've never seen those movies, so I don't really have a connection to them. I've obviously heard the song, but when we were playing that world, I was like mesmerized by the sequence they basically stole right out of the movie. Right?
Yeah.
I just thought that was cool, and I was just like, but this is the movie. Like, why am I so mesmerized by this?
Yeah.
I've never seen this movie. But then the actual world itself, just continuing to go up and down this damn mountain, I was a little like, this world's a little not.
Yeah.
Your thing.
If there's
I
a
will-
weak world in the game, it's the Frozen world.
I will say I did kind of have a similar thought. I think, in the end, you didn't have to do it, but there was this point where I was thinking to myself, if I have to go up this fucking mountain one more time, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right,
luckily I didn't, but
It was actually funny because there's the point where Elsa gets kidnapped, right, by
yes.
the villain who doesn't say a word.
yeah.
And
You can see his face.
Right. And Jason starts following him, going the right way, and I'm like, "No, Jason, this is the right way, I promise." He goes, "But no, Mike, we have to go back up the mountain." And he was serious. He was like, "We have to go back up the mountain." And I go, "No, Jason, we're not." And he finally went, "Oh yeah, you're right. We're not going back up the mountain." He had been trained to go back up the mountain because that's what we had done every time.
brainwashed.
He was brainwashed by Frozen.
Dude, you poor soul.
Yeah, but like you guys said, I pretty much echo your sentiments as a Kingdom Hearts fan and just as a person. I really enjoy this game. We'll see what happens with the rest of it, but I don't think there's anything that's really going to diminish. We've been through some stuff. In the next hour, like I said, we're about an hour ahead of you. In the next hour, you're going to run into some stuff that's going to challenge you a little bit, but
yeah.
but I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. I think what makes Frozen stand out so much as like a weaker one in that aspect is that all the other games will just completely skip, or not the games, all the other worlds in KH3 will completely skip story beats if it means that it's not flowing right. Right? Like you're not going back and forth. Like in Kingdom Hearts 2, in Pirates of the Caribbean, you're fucking going back and forth to
Right.
all the islands, whereas you don't do that in this one in Pirates of the Caribbean, and it makes it kind of, if you haven't seen the movie before, you're like, what in the hell is going on? Because it skips a lot of those story beats.
Yeah.
And I think
Corona-
Frozen doesn't do that.
No, they do a little bit, but Corona's a big issue. Because that's again another movie I hadn't seen, and Jason's seen it, so he was explaining it to me as we played.
Yeah.
But there's just things in that world that don't make sense. Like,
Well, and then it had no exposition, right? And right before, Olympus had this big, like, 5-minute long cutscene of just a narrator giving you, like, It's Hades, like.
Yeah,
Right.
setting the stage for what's happening, but they didn't do that for really any of the other worlds.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah,
And it's
well,
more jarring and
well,
tangled.
here's the thing. They did it in other worlds, but not like that. They had a character explain it to you. Where in Tangled, I didn't know that her hair could heal people. If Jason
Yeah.
wouldn't have been sitting right next to me, I would have been like, what is she talking about?
Yeah.
Like, maybe they just expect everybody knows the story of Rapunzel, but I don't think that's part of
No.
the story of Rapunzel is just this girl has long hair and she's in a tower, and so she has to let down her hair for the guy to get up there and save her. Like, that's literally the story. So, there's that big issue with the satchel in that world.
I think that.
Oh.
They show the satchel in the tower after they leave, and then later on she just has the satchel and is giving it back to Flynn. And I was like, wait, how'd she get the satchel?
Yeah.
And I know I'm
Yeah.
nitpicking here. I'm definitely nitpicking because I thought that world otherwise was a lot of fun. I think Rapunzel's adorable.
Yeah.
Again, I've never seen this movie, so this is my first introduction to these characters. And the Mandy Moore voice, top notch for me. Jason didn't know who Mandy Moore was.
What?
And then got mad at me for getting mad at him for not knowing who Mandy Moore was. So
I mean, I guess when
was
was the last time Mandy Moore was relevant?
Tangled, probably. We've kind of moved into talking about worlds, so I guess Addison, what was your favorite Disney world that we went to? Or it doesn't have to be Disney. You can pick Twilight Town if you want.
No, I would say I think it was definitely a Disney World. I'm leaning towards Pirates, or Monsters Inc. I enjoyed Monsters Inc. a lot more than I thought I would.
I agree.
But I want to say Pirates ended up being my favorite. Just as much as there was one part of it that frustrated me to all hell on Proud Mode, and part of that is my own fault, as you reminded me today that I could have prepared myself better for one of these battles, and I chose not to. But that aside, the world itself was awesome. The boss battles were cool. You're underwater. You're in Port Royal. You're sailing the sea. It kind of had you all over the place. And it followed the movie, which I think that was after Pirates 2, right?
They kind of merged 2 and 3.
They merged 2 and 3, kind of.
Did they?
Well,
Okay.
they didn't merge them, but they it was 3, but then
The
the
Kraken was
Kraken
still
didn't
alive.
die, and there was just things they changed about it to make it work.
Yeah.
And the whole, I thought that world threw me off quite a bit with the story because I was like, wait, what just happened? Jack came back to help us find a boat? That's not Jack. Jack wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And it was because it wasn't Jack. It was
Tia Dalma.
Tia Dalma as Krabs. The whole Krabs thing's weird, but no, I thought that world was awesome. It was by far the most exploratory world.
That's yeah. We only went through like one island aside from like where you need to go.
Yeah.
And there's like I feel like we only traversed through maybe a quarter of the map.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like not even.
When you go back through it, I'm sure there's going to be so much stuff.
Right.
To
Yeah. I'm not going to the next world until I literally like full clear. So like
Oh
it's
my
gonna
God.
be a while till I
There's
beat the game on
58
proud.
treasure chests in that world.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I guess
58.
it's a pirate theme, so it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Jace, what was your favorite world? You're gonna say Pirates.
Definitely pirates.
Okay.
I was like I really like the Toy Story one. My only I guess
I kept getting
complaint-
lost in Toy Story. That was my only beef.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like it was a lot smaller than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Like the
For
whole
sure.
the sidewalk area and all that is literally just his front yard and then the road. You can't get off the road onto any other like yard area. And then it's just the toy store. But the toy store is huge. But I definitely thought it was gonna be bigger. I don't know. Is Monsters Inc. the smallest?
Monsters Inc. was my favorite actually. So
Monsters Inc. just
I'll jump
wasn't.
in.
It wasn't.
It was
really
very
open.
linear.
Yeah. There was no real open world feel to it, but it took you through like a large amount of area.
Right. Monsters Inc. was my favorite. Now, full disclosure, I myself haven't played Big Hero 6 yet. I've just watched Jason play it. But watching him play it, I was like, there's no real landmarks here. It seems tough to know where you're at.
I had no idea.
It's almost too big, even though it wasn't as big as we thought it was.
Well, kind of seems like empty too.
Right.
Part of what makes it feel so large is like the fact that you can scale the tall buildings and
Right.
they kind of, unless you can use the highways to flow motion around really quick, but
Mm-hmm.
but if you are just running, it takes a long time to get around.
Right. Monsters Inc. was my favorite because I thought, yes, it was the most linear. It was more of a Kingdom Hearts 2 world in that aspect, but I thought it nailed the Monsters Inc. relationships and the way that world works.
And I
Yeah.
love the way that they incorporated like it was almost kind of like they did with Big Hero 6. It was like their own story. It was
Right.
like a continuation of it's like it almost like it was a sequel to Monsters Inc.
Yeah, and so jury's out on Big Hero 6 for me because I haven't played it myself yet, and that's probably my favorite property they used in the game because I really love that movie. But I just think Monsters Inc. works so well. The way with Sully and Mike and Boo and Randall, frickin' Randall.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed we didn't get to fight Randall. Like pulling a Tarzan and having him just stand on that thing's back and then he jumps around like Clayton.
Well, you do hit him. You hit Clayton.
No, I'm saying having Randall be like Clayton.
Oh,
would've been cooler.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Where he jumps off and does some attacks on you.
Right.
But I understand. I get it. You want to just have Randall get made into boots again.
Now that I think about it, it is weird that like in comparison to the other two games, 1 and 2, KHIII 1 and 2, you're not really fighting like the main bad guy.
No, but you are, because they took Mother Goddard and they turned her into a Heartless. They took I don't even know the guy's name from Frozen, but they turned him into a Heartless. Hans, yeah. So
That was one of my favorite boss fights, I think.
I thought it was cool.
It was pretty cool.
It was very cool. My favorite boss fight was actually the Titans boss fight in Hercules.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
I really enjoyed that. I think since Kingdom Hearts 1 and we found out, you fight the Rock Titan in the games and you fight the Ice Titan or the Frost Titan, I've been like, why can't I fight the Tornado Titan?
Yeah.
And then Daddy Nomura finally gave it to me. He finally gave me what I wanted. And I was like, oh, yes. Give me this tornado.
Okay, now that we're talking about Olympus, why the hell does Phil not have a voice actor?
That was going to be one of my points later on, but we can talk about it now. It's very...
This game went from a 10 out of 10 to like a 2.
Easy. It's very easy to notice when they decided not to give characters voice actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like why even put him in the scene?
Especially in Phil's case.
Phil was a big one because he normally won't shut up.
Right.
Phil, they could have just taken out. They didn't need Phil there.
Yeah.
He was just riding around with Meg. Like, he didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, we'll put Phil in because people love Phil. Where I'd almost rather they not. And yes, our complaint would be, why isn't Phil in the game? But at least that's better than Phil's in the game, but he sucks.
Right.
Dylan and
Lexius,
whatever Lexius's real name is, they do like comical like faces at each other instead of talk.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like you couldn't have got somebody just go or something,
Yeah.
We were watching a scene today where that happened, and it made us laugh pretty hard. There's another one that I can't think of that didn't have a voice actor.
Yeah, we would like go through and be like, not voice acted,
Right.
voice acted. Like we thought, and it's so weird. Like all of the Pirates people are voiced.
Right. Because we thought we were gonna get like Mr. Gibbs wasn't gonna have a voice.
Yeah, or
or Natalie
something.
Portman or Keira Knightley. I get those two confused. Keira Knightley or whatever, but they all had voices. Shoot, why can't I think of who it was? And all the Big Hero 6 characters had voices.
Yeah, they were all like the actual voice actors from the movie.
Were they?
Yeah, those were all people.
Even TJ, what's his face?
Yeah, that was TJ Miller.
No
T.J.
shit.
Miller.
I thought Disney usually stops working with people that have issues like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my main complaint is T.J. Miller had way too many voice lines.
Yeah,
in Big
he
Hero
hates
6.
Fred. Jason hates Fred. Yeah, when you watch our Let's Play, when that comes around, you will see how much he
I
hates
hate Fred. He talked like twice as much as any other character.
He's the comic relief, man. That's what he's supposed to do.
Baymax is the comic relief, though. You don't need
Right,
Fred.
exactly. Baymax is like wholesome comic relief.
Right, when he wanted to warm up and give everybody hugs, I was into
Right.
that. I was like, I'm here for this. Give me a hug, Baymax. Least favorite world, fellas?
Least favorite world?
I don't want to say Frozen because I was impressed with it, but I also, as far as flow goes, it was the least to me.
I mean, I'm going to say San Francisco. And not because of Fred.
Ooh.
Part of it's Fred.
So what?
It's all Fred. You know? So, like, the flow of it kind of felt a little weird. Like, I didn't know where to go a lot of the time. And, like...
Yeah, there were some weird times where you would be wandering around and then Hero would suddenly get on your little intercom and go, "Oh, hey, I marked the spot for you," but we walked around for 5 minutes.
And it's nowhere. Yeah, like
that's true.
It was a little weird. And I guess with me not having seen the movie, none of those places look familiar at all to me, right?
Me having seen the movie, they don't.
They're
really
still,
look
yeah.
It's just supposed to look
just the
like
garage.
A mix between San Francisco and Tokyo.
Okay.
You know,
right? Yeah.
The bridge is iconic, obviously, and then his garage, from the movie. But
right.
Other than that, it's just a city.
Yeah. Yeah. So it just kind of felt like empty too, compared to like the other worlds.
Well, see what I found, and I'm glad you said this. What I found, because I went back to Hercules just to like go take pictures of Mickey emblems and stuff.
Yeah.
That world felt super empty when we were there because it was under attack. But now, if you go back, a bunch of stuff's fixed in it, and there's NPCs everywhere.
Huh. Maybe if we go back to San Francisco, it's better.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was because, like, there's Heartless attacking, so there's no NPCs.
Yeah.
But I would venture to guess that that's what.
I wonder if there's, like, friendly toys going around in Toy Story.
I don't know.
That's something.
We should probably revisit those worlds. That'd
right.
be fun.
We'll let you guys know in a later podcast.
Yeah. Addison, do you have a least favorite world?
Probably Frozen.
Yeah.
I had my issues with the Toy Story world, but like I said, I think it was mostly due to. I feel like there's bad explanations of like where to go and what to do and stuff like that at times.
It literally lies to you. I noticed that because we had the same issue you did.
I texted
it
you.
tells
like,
you
how do I
it's
get to this
in
fucking kitty corral.
It tells you it's in the toddler area, but it's not, or not the baby area, and it's literally not. It's in a different area. Because Jason and I did that too, and we went in there and we went, "What the hell? Where is it?" And it's in a different area.
In the end, it helped me because I was like fighting Heartless for hours trying to find out what I'm supposed to do.
So you were over leveled.
Suddenly, I was like super over leveled for the next couple worlds. I think I'm pretty balanced now, but
that's funny.
Yeah, and that was one of the things I brought up that even on Proud Mode, I haven't really had any problems with this game yet. Like difficulty wise, it's been pretty.
And there's no critical.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That I just assumed you had to unlock it, but then I saw online there's no critical mode.
It makes me sad.
I think it's going to be added later.
Yeah,
think so?
I'm thinking there'll be like a DLC to add.
Nomura's already talked about like free DLC and such. I can't imagine they just said, you know what?
Give us $5 for critical mode.
I'd pay him $5 for critical mode.
You fucks.
But I feel like that's probably something they just said, we're not going to do this right now because we want this game to come out, and then we'll later critique it and bring it. You know what I mean? That's my guess.
Yeah, the only spot that I've had any real struggle is that fucking pirate ship battle.
I had problems with the same pirate ship battle. Jason didn't even sweat.
Because I leveled it up 3 times.
Right.
Because I was like, oh my god, upgrade my ship. I was having like Assassin's Creed Black Flag vibes, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. And I literally just like looked around. So the goal for the first one is 300 crabs. I got 600 crabs, and it immediately teleports me from like an island and just puts me in a cutscene. They're like, "No, you're done. Like,
right? Yeah,
stop getting crabs."
It makes you collect those first 300. He collects 600, and it was like it teleported.
At 600, it teleported
it was like,
me.
You've done too much. You need now.
Oh my goodness.
We need Jack to turn into crabs on you and be done. Like,
I was just at Port Royal again.
Right.
Did you collect more after that, or?
Yes, he collected more after that as well.
Yeah, a little bit.
So you and I went head first into this ship battle where they teleport around you. You guys went into the ship battle.
You guys were level 1 crooks.
And I think I was a level 2 ship or something. And I beat it finally. I didn't have to go back and level up, which is
Okay.
good because I hadn't saved in a while, so I
Mm.
couldn't. But
Yeah,
I
didn't go
beat
back
it
and
with
level up either. It just took me like 6 tries.
yeah.
Damn.
It took me quite a few tries, and finally I got lucky enough where I got enough of the triangle attacks to beat it.
To carry you through.
I got a couple whatever the cool cannon one is that just
Oh, the raging
the raging
cannons?
cannons. Yeah.
That's OP.
Yeah.
In the end, every heart returns to the darkness whence it came.
That's going to bring us to the battle system, gentlemen. Let's talk battle system. Let's talk combat. I overall think the combat system's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't, like you said, Addison, the game's not as hard as it could be or should be, but I think it's a lot of fun. I think they give you plenty of options that are all viable options to use. There's no Keyblade to me that feels like it's not a viable option. There's some that support different playstyles better, but they're all viable options. There's only like one attraction flow that I don't like, and only like one link summon that I don't like. And the team up moves are awesome. The only team up move I didn't really like was the Monsters Inc. one, because I felt like it was a long cutscene and it didn't really do anything for you.
Right. And you didn't get to control it. You
Right.
just would press it.
Right. But let's start with Keyblades. What's your guys' favorite and least favorite Keyblade?
Favorite is definitely Pirates. That one is so dope.
Agreed. Well, I should preface this by saying, honestly, I haven't even used them all. Like, I like would get so fixated on one that I'd get a new one and I wouldn't switch. I had just pulled out the Nano Keyblade shortly before I stopped playing, and I haven't really used it yet.
It feels OP.
The Nano Keyblade is literally all the Keyblades rolled into one. Like, it will
Really?
turn into a hammer, it will turn into the yo-yos,
The
it will fire a
drills.
giant fist across the map. The Nano Keyblade is so good.
It's. I guess we should say it's all the like physical damaging ones.
Yeah.
It's not the
Yeah.
arrow ones. It's not the ever after one.
Right. But it does a lot of different things. It's really cool.
Right. I guess the one thing that we should preface too is that, I mean, at least I don't know about you.
we don't have the Ratatouille one.
We don't have the Ratatouille one. Any endgame one like Ultima or any hidden Keyblade, we don't have.
Right.
We only have story ones, and then we also have the pre-order one and the one that you get from Union Cross,
yeah.
which are basically the same.
Right.
Yeah, I've got the Union Cross minigame one.
I guess
and
those are
then
the only ones that are bad.
I never redeemed
say
my
they're bad.
I never redeemed my PlayStation one, so I don't have any.
So
experience
those
with it.
ones, they're basically Kingdom Keys.
Yeah.
Like, they have the same. They have second form B or second form M or second form S.
Yeah.
And there's just slight differences in they have different like particle animation, and they'll have like the Xbox One, for example, has why am I blanking on this? Is it Blizzard? No, it's Thunder. It has
It's
Thundaza.
Thundaza.
So it will like randomly, when you get your combo up to like get a reaction, or not reaction command, but a form change, it will add Thundaza as one of them too. Like a lot of items do that in the game, but and the PlayStation 1 has Blizzaza, I think.
Okay.
So they have different like things to them, but they're basically Kingdom Keys, same animations and all that.
I would say- Oh, sorry.
My least favorite one's the Honey Launcher, because or the Honey whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Because it seems like a slow version of the Magic one. What is the name of that one?
The Starlight or something.
Star Seeker.
Yeah, that's probably my least favorite.
I was so disappointed to find out it was the exact same animations and everything. And there's a couple Keyblades that do that. Like, for example, the Frozen claws are the same as the Agile
Drill.
claws.
Yeah.
But then it has its own form with the blades, which I told Jason this today. I realized that the finisher for those Blizzard blades is literally like the Elsa stomping the ground to create the floor.
To create
and
her
then
castle.
the chandelier, and then you just bring down the chandelier. And I was like, wow, that's really cool because it feels like it's from that world, you know?
Yeah.
Same with the Monsters Inc. yo-yos. They turn into like a monster
Yeah.
when they're chomp people. They did a lot of really cool stuff with Keyblades, and I'm really happy with it.
We also haven't upgraded all of them, or any of them,
All the way.
all
Yeah.
the way. So we don't even know what that does. Who knows?
I think that probably just adds another like effect.
Yeah.
to 'em. Yeah.
Hmm.
My favorite though is the Ever After. I think the Ever After is absolutely OP. You move around like a madman. Your mobility is ridiculous, but it's not like the Agile Claws, which has
you almost
ridiculous
feel
mobility.
untouchable with that one.
Yeah, it's like you cannot be stopped. You just blast through everything, and you're just zooming around.
The only thing is, it's not that good against bosses. When
I
used
disagree.
it- when I used it against bosses, I couldn't.
I disagree.
I mean, I guess maybe I got unlucky with like their iframes or something, but it
I
didn't feel super good against
that
bosses.
Monsters Inc. boss, I sliced through him with the Ever After.
Huh.
It was, I destroyed him. He didn't stand a chance against me. But that's my favorite Keyblade. Addison, you echoed the pirate sentiment.
Yeah, I think the Pirates one is just dope. And I didn't realize at first. So when you do your transformation, the first transformation, and I'm like, why isn't there a finisher? Oh, well, I didn't realize. Oh, there's a second transformation after if you do enough land enough combos, it unlocks that the flag transformation.
Right.
And then you get a dope ass finisher with that one.
Well, it has a finisher.
The first one?
Yeah.
Maybe I just haven't upgraded mine enough or something like that, but the first transformation on mine doesn't have a finisher.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there is. Right?
It
It does like a water thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it just bursts out water everywhere.
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe that's just like one of the like finishers, as in like combo finisher, like it automatically does it.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't have a big finisher.
Maybe
that would be
like
weird,
a
though.
triangle finisher.
We'll have to look more into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking triangle finisher. The first transformation for me has never offered me a triangle finish.
Weird.
Huh.
Weird.
The only
yeah,
thing I would say is like the reason I said that those other ones are bad is not that they're like bad, but in comparison they're bad. Like
Well, right.
they don't have the big sweeping AoE hits. Like
Yeah. I agree.
that's all I would say, really.
So beyond Keyblades, I feel like kind of the same story for me. I've been pretty poor about trying out all of the features and I think this was kind of one of my fears, like that I voiced, in some of the previous discussions we had about all the different options.
Yeah.
I think it's really awesome because it gives you the choice to try out all these different things. But me personally, it's just a little overwhelming. Like I've only used 2 of the links. I don't think I've used Ariel, and I don't think I've used Stitch yet either.
They're both kind of meh, in my opinion.
Yeah, we tried them out for the first time today and we weren't impressed. No one's Simba. Simba's
that one's good.
Simba's good. Ralph,
I don't like Ralph at all. I think Ralph's the worst.
yeah. He just kind of,
He's like slow, gimmicky.
Yeah, it's kind of a silly. It was like a unique design and thought, but it's not all that practical.
I would have liked it if because he's Wreck-It Ralph, right?
Yeah.
I would have loved it if it just set up 4 or 5 walls
And you just
around the Heartless,
burst.
and he just burst through them.
He just Kool-Aid Man zone.
Right, you didn't need to have it. He sets up a block slowly, and then the Heartless get attracted to the block, and then he sets up a third block, and they're all different shapes, and it's like, what does he build it, Ralph? He's Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
He doesn't build shit; he wrecks it.
Yeah.
The Meow Wow's dope.
The Meow Wow was OP.
I'm ride or die for Meow Wow.
Meow
all
Wow
day,
is
every day.
stupid
That
OP.
is pretty legit.
Yeah.
When he gets that deflate going, it's like the KHIII. It's not Whirligoof, the other one. It's like the finisher for one of the
Rocket
limits,
Isn't it Rocket Goof?
something like that. And he just
Yeah,
it's
he
literally used in some speedrun text because it does so much damage.
Yeah, Meow Wow's dope. And Simba can defeat a whole room.
Yeah.
In less than half his summon.
Yeah,
he can just-
if you took Simba out in Arendelle, It
Oh,
was
yeah.
over.
It was game over. Yeah, Simba's awesome. The team up moves are awesome in my opinion. I really like the Donald and Goofy ones. The Trinity ones are hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
'Cause
Trinity Defender is kind of lame.
Yeah, it's very situational.
It's good against armor.
Yeah.
That's really it.
The attraction flows I think are good for the most part. The shooter one is
Yeah,
okay.
I like that you can unlock new abilities that affect the traction flow. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, like the enhancer and the
Yeah,
extender?
the enhancements to the traction flow.
Right. Yeah. The splash one's great. I love the splash one.
Yeah, splash run is good.
Splash run. That's what it's called. There's one that's the pirate ship.
The pirate ship
Okay,
is dope.
everybody was talking about when the pirate ship was first revealed years ago. I was like, oh, that looks lame. It stays in one spot. It doesn't even hit anybody. The pirate ship is the best attraction flow.
Yeah.
It's so good. Jason and I were playing Pirates of the Caribbean, and Jason does this thing when he summons
Every
the
time I
attraction
had done
flow.
it, yeah.
He goes, "You don't know shit about pirates," and he just keeps yelling that as he does it. So then to watch Davy Jones just get flung up in the air over and over by this
And
this
it's
lit
fucking
up pirate ship.
ridiculous looking too.
Yeah, and Jason just keeps yelling at him. You don't know shit about pirates. Oh, it was so
okay,
funny.
so this is my thought process while we're on there. So I'm fighting Davy Jones. It's dope. Like Kraken tentacles are coming up and trying to hit you while you're fighting Davy Jones, right? In the background, it's like a tsunami's coming. Also, there's a whirlpool. It's thundering everywhere. Like it's this badass moment, right? And then I just see bling, pirate ship, and I was like, I can't use that right now. That'll ruin the moment. And then Mike goes, Jace, I think you need to find out if this guy knows shit about pirates. And I was like, oh, okay.
And just watching his like body get flung back and forth in the air, this like realistic looking like tentacle man is just so funny to me. And that's ultimately what's great about Kingdom Hearts is it's like this ridiculous mashup of stuff that you would never expect to work together, but it does, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many options, and
Yeah.
everything I've tried is pretty enjoyable.
Right. Even if you're like, okay, that's not useful here, there's some reason it's useful in some point.
Right.
And that's what I really enjoy about the combat system. Now, is it, the most difficult game in the world? Absolutely not. And that's okay. But there's the big heartless battle you do. And this, I'm not going to say anything spoilery, but as Jason and I were playing it, I was like, this is what this game has been building to.
Right.
You have all these options for just taking out mounds and mounds and mounds of Heartless. And it's so cool to see.
Right. We've been playing the game for over 20 hours when you get to the point. It's pretty far in the game. And we have, like, by no means, maybe we had, like, 3 hours. Maybe, like, 3 hours should be shaved off because we had to leave the game open. But, like, to take a break, but we were in the middle of a cutscene. But we're, like, 20 hours into the game, and we're still just like, oh my god, this is so cool. And it's just the basic mechanics of the Keyblade and the transformation, and it is not getting old. It is really not getting old. So if you're a KH fan and you don't know whether you want to buy it from things you heard, oh, it's so easy or whatever, it is still so fun 20 hours into the game. Like, you will get your money's worth from the game.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't thought anything along the lines of, oh, this is getting old, or this is mundane, it's repetitive. I think it's between the storylines, which for the most part, I mean, there might be some small down points, but for the most part, it's going to keep your attention. It's going to keep you entertained. It flows well, and the battle is always engaging.
Yeah,
definitely. Some things I'm not prepared to talk about yet are gummy ships.
Yeah.
Because we've just been trying to get through the game, but that seems like such a huge commitment, and
it's overwhelming.
A hornet's nest of stuff. The gummy ship, it seems like it's so deep, and I can see myself sitting there for hours getting into it. But we've have been trying to get through the game, so we haven't played with that.
I haven't really messed with it either. I've edited my gummy ship a little bit and went and opened some of the treasure things, spheres or whatever they're called.
Yeah, we opened one of them.
But other than that, I've pretty much headed direct to the destination. Haven't messed around with it too much.
Jason and I have actually been flying over everything just to get to the destination. Like flying straight up and then towards it.
Yeah. I did one of the strats from Kingdom Hearts 2 where you build a gummy. It's essentially just a giant ring so that your hitbox is like super small and on all the edges. And normally they try and target you in the middle. And so it works kind of. So we were able to kind of get through the game pretty easily gummy-wise. But it seems like there's a lot of like, there could easily be some hidden gummy bosses or some crap, you know? 'Cause
Right.
it's so big.
Yeah, they put a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
And Jason called it on the podcast.
Right.
He was like,
I was like, imagine, zoom out.
imagine that you can just go wherever you want. And it's like, oh, that's exactly what that is.
Right.
So that's really cool. I bet there's a lot there that we're missing.
My only complaint with it is the controls. You have two choices. You can either invert it, and while you're free flying, it feels good, right? Like it makes sense.
Yeah, no, I know exactly.
And then when you get into the battles, it feels wrong.
Opposite, right?
Yeah. So like it feels like when you're on rails, when you go up, it should go up, and then when you're free flying, when you press up, it should go down. Because you're in this 3D area, right? And if you invert it, you're either fucked in the in the battle, or in the free flying.
I agree completely. And I couldn't really put my finger on it, but you explained it to a T. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's my main complaint. And then my other, that's kind of like a nitpick, is you can't go straight up or straight down. And so, if there's something directly below you, you have to kind of like spiral your way down to it.
Yeah.
Unless there's some button I'm just missing.
That's it's that with gummy ships, and then with even when you're controlling Sora, you can't look straight up. Like, so if you're trying to do the what is that?
The air step.
The air step, and like the thing that you're air stepping to is like too far vertical, and you can't like. Oh my god, that's pissed me off a couple times.
Yeah, we've run into that a couple times too.
Right.
I will say the shot lock. I feel like shot locks in general are kind of a miss in this game.
Yeah, they're nerfed.
I haven't used it too much. Yeah.
I feel like in Birth by Sleep they were like this new revolutionary kind of thing, and it was like, oh, there's button presses to do with it, so you can make it stronger, and if you fail, it's the only time that's happened is when.
Bleep that out.
You bleep that.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Redact.
Jesus Christ. Just redact this whole thing. It's been a miss.
Shot locks are a miss. That's all I gotta say. All right, they're bad.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. Fucking spoiler. But yeah, they're not good in this game, and some of them look cool. There's a couple that are all right. Like the Toy Story shot lock is good, and I want to say the Ever After shot lock, but they're all kind of similar, so it's hard for me to remember. Oh, Ragnarok's good.
It seems like they should do so. There's certain ones that feel like they're meant to do damage, like a lot of damage to like a boss.
Right.
And there's certain ones that seem like they're supposed to do AoE and do a lot of damage to Heartless.
Right.
But neither are good at either. Like
Right. Yeah, they're not.
Like you use a max shot lock on a shadow, and you might kill it.
Right.
Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's a little extreme.
The only time that's good to use it if there's an enemy that's like far away from you and you're having trouble hitting it for some reason, but that magic's there for that. So it's kind of
and with magic being so strong too.
Yeah, magic's very strong in this game. It's very good.
Yeah.
Anything else we got to say about the combat? I mean, I know we jumped into gummy talk for a minute there, and now we're back to combat, but I think we kind of covered it.
All the bosses, they feel fair. They feel good. I only have one boss in particular that I hate, and it's not even in a Disney world.
It's a boss we can't talk about right now.
Right.
Addison, you have not fought
You
this
have
boss
not
yet.
fought this boss, and it's fucking awful.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But that's my only complaint with the bosses. Like, there are no bosses that I feel like are unfair with like their mechanics besides that one. And yeah, they all just feel like
Favorite boss?
Favorite boss.
Mine was that wolf, the wolf boy
Yep.
from. Even though Arendelle was potentially the worst Disney World. I thought that boss fight was really cool.
Why didn't he have back legs?
Yeah, that was weird. I feel like I remember him having back legs in the trailer.
Where did his legs go, Addison?
I don't know. They were lost to darkness.
He had like slug body on the back. It was pretty weird. But then he'd get going pretty fast for a slug boy.
Yeah.
He was going pretty fast. The Titans was my favorite. I just think that was so cool. And it was like a dream of mine since Kingdom Hearts 1. I want to fight the other Titans, and then I got my wish.
Right.
Even though it was the Rock Titan was hit the feets.
Right.
Just hit them in the feets. But favorite boss, Chase? Are you struggling on this one?
Davy Jones was okay.
Yeah, I liked Davy Jones. I don't like bosses that show up one area and then the moment you get to him, they go to a different area. And Davy Jones did a little bit of that.
He did a little bit,
where
yeah.
He'd go across the fucking ship, and it was like, Davy Jones, you better cut this shit out right now.
I mean, it makes sense with his character, though, too.
Right, it does.
Like, he does that in the movie. He goes through the ship.
I'll tell you, I wasn't a fan of the first Pirates boss, that giant bone dragon or whatever it was.
Well, I thought it was cool.
I think it was a cool spectacle, but it was just kind of like an HP sponge to me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I thought
felt like it took too long.
I thought Dark Baymax wasn't nearly as cool as it should have been.
Yeah, the Dark Baymax fight
I
wasn't as
thought
good.
it was super easy. Like,
Yeah.
it was so easy to space yourself from him, and it was not difficult at all.
Well, part of it should not have been of chasing him down
Yeah.
throughout the city. That was
Yeah,
lame
on
to me. I was
rails.
just like, come on, Dark Baymax. But yeah, that you don't have a favorite, Jace?
I was trying to think of all of them. I really liked the Tangle one. The only thing is that it does the weird, like, oh, you can't move type thing.
Oh,
Like the
yeah, it does that weird
spikes.
cage thing.
I was like,
around you.
why is it? So you have to jump through it forward, and then
then you
it
jump
flips it
back.
around, so you have to jump back. It makes no sense.
Well, it's just to stop your progress, dude.
Yeah. That was the only thing. That boss was really cool. It would, like, fly around and stuff. It climbs up on.
Climbing the tower to chase after it and stuff was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked that one.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Next episode, we are going to go full spoilers, balls deep in spoilers, elbows deep, as Addison would say.
Neck deep.
Neck deep. We are going forehead deep in these spoilers.
I can't wait to get my hands all over those spoilers.
Oh, my God, it's going to be so good. So next week,
It's
we're
gonna
going to
be
do
so
that.
long.
If you have any questions for us, be sure to email us at AnsemReportPodcast.com. But before we go, we do have a question, actually, we need to answer. I forgot about this.
Oh, we have one question.
We have one question, Addison.
Okay.
This question is from Anonymous, and it says, WTF, what Ansem are you?
What?
They want to know why we're Ansem SOD, but not Ansem the Wise. And so we're also going to explain that next week. So tune in next week, Friday at noon. We are going to answer this very pertinent question, and we're going to talk Kingdom Hearts spoilers. We're going to have the game beat. So don't come to next week's podcast unless you have the game beat, because
Right.
we are going to spoil shit for you. Or if you want to be spoiled, you're a masochist, but do what you got to do.
Some people love the spoilers.
Right. Some people were on YouTube 2 weeks ago watching the secret ending. You know what I mean? Who knows? Not the secret ending, but because that's not out yet. But
regular end.
we're also going to talk about that. We're going to talk about everything. So
Yeah, we'll
tune in
have
next
that
week,
done.
guys. Thanks for listening. We will see you next week. Addison, hit him with it.
All right, people. May your hearts be your guiding key.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
See ya.